Today we're going to take another look at renaming some files in a folder that also contains subfolders full of files. So Reloader has a question: how can they target the files in that folder as well as in all the subfolders within that folder? So let's take a look at that real quick. An easy way you could do this is through command prompt. So the first thing you want to probably do, Reloader, is open up the folder that we're going to be working in. That's the main folder that contains all the files and subfolders that contain other files that we want to target. Once we're in that folder, we're going to go up to the location bar up here. Click in there. That's going to highlight the folder paths. That's going to turn from your breadcrumb navigation style menu format into a traditional folder path. And we're going to type right over that. Type CMD. Press enter. That's going to open up command prompt. And it should automatically point command prompt to work within this folder. We can take a look here at the folder path listed in command prompt, and it should match the folder that we have open. So we don't have to change directories or anything like that. We're ready to run commands that affect this folder, files in this folder. The subfolder is full of files in this folder. We're going to run a for command to loop through this command and run it in all of the different folders in this main folder. I'm going to type in command prompt FOR space /R space %X space IN, don't forget the IN, space parenthesis asterisk dot, and then the extension that we want to target, close parenthesis, space DO space REN space quotation mark %X end quotation mark space asterisk dot, then the extension that we want to replace the extension we targeted in the parentheses. That's going to say, hey, system, for this loop with recursive functionality, define this variable to target this extension and do a rename command with that variable. Rename all the files with that extension with the new extension that we list here at the end of the command. That's it. Press enter, and boom, all the targeted files in that main folder and within all the subfolders contained within that main folder should be renamed with the new file extension. And remember, renaming file extensions, this isn't converting the file to that format or anything like that. This is just renaming a file extension, which can come in handy like sweet candy. Let's say you had files and you wanted to search them or just open them with a text editor easier so you can make modifications quicker, or the files were saved without a file extension. But this is not going to convert an MP4 file into an AVI file. Though you could give it an AVI extension and it could still run perfectly fine with an AVI extension, but it's not going to be an AVI formatted or encoded file. It's going to still be an MP4 file at its heart, in its soul, even though you renamed it with a different extension. Just some additional perspective for those system owners who aren't quite familiar with what we're talking about. In command prompts, use the back and forward arrow keys on your keyboard to move the cursor. Make sure that you back up your files and folders on your system for the ones that you're using in this scenario. And that way if you do rename some stuff and you're like, oh wait, maybe you accidentally rename everything to something different and you forget which files were which and Windows now doesn't know how to open them, and you'll be able to just delete that folder, pull over a new batch from the original folder, and do it again until you get it right. So back up your files to an external hard drive or just a different folder on the system. Hopefully this helps on your system as well.